Hey guys, what's up? It's Des. So, day 2 of me trying to do videos every day. I was thinking of going back in time almost, musically. My friend Abby posted a video. It basically was called Remember Where You Came From. What she talked about was where she was now musically, who she listened to, who she's influenced by, and she went back to the first bands that she was listening to that kind of got her to where she was now. So I'm kind of going to do the same thing, except it's going to go even more back. She only went back to middle school. I'm going back to like first grade. Okay, so I have my computer right here and I have my list. So let's go back to little fetus Desiree over here for a minute. Back in the day, all I would listen to was Blink-182, I had some Jimmy Eat World in there, and I had Simple Plan. Really those three, only because I used to hang out with my brothers a lot, so I was always hanging out with Manny because my older brother Mike was always listening to rap. I never really liked any of that at that time. I think they did play a huge part in my music life because, you know, melodically and lyrically, those three bands are up there in like my top probably 20 bands. They wrote their songs. Their songs were, you know, they had meaning, you know. Once I got into middle school, however, that's when I went my own route with my friends, and those bands basically kind of shaped me. Let's say music was kind of like cake pops. Just bear with me right now. So when you're making cake pops, you have the cake, you have the frosting, then you have the process of making them into the shape, and then you have the decorating and the presenting. So let's say my fetus times, when I was listening to music with my brother, that was basically the ingredients, the baking, and all that. Now middle school is where it was shaping me. Almost. My bands were Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, I had some Cobra Starship in there. It was when I barely started to listen to Say Anything. So they were basically like what I saw in bands, you know, and they were just there for literally the music, you know. Summer of 8th grade was when I went to my first Warped Tour, so I mean, there was a variety of bands, of artists, of musicians, all of that. I saw Say Anything over there, I saw Story of the Year, Cobra Starship, Norma Jean was there, Devil Wears Prada, Jeffree Star. I mean, you can kind of see that they all stayed in the same range of where I was kind of in middle school. 7th and 8th grade, I was kind of everywhere, and it was fine. I mean, I liked it. So then we go to high school, and I'm pretty sure that's when it all changed. The first like 2 years of high school, still those bands, but I mean, I don't think I remembered where I was musically. So I try to go back to like all these other bands, and like nobody was really catching my eye. So what ended up happening was brother Mike moved in with me halfway through my senior year, and then that's when my music went somewhere else in my life. That's when I started to get really into rap. I started to get introduced to a lot more like rappers almost. I was already into Drake at the time, but then my brother introduced me to Mac Miller. So I gave Mac Miller a chance, and I loved him, and I still love him to this day. I don't listen to him as much as I did a couple years ago, but he's still there. He's still relevant to my music life. Got into Kendrick Lamar like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. The only time I'd really listen to him, to be honest, was when I was with Mike. Jay-Z came in with my brother and my older sister. I took my brother to the Drake concert. That's when I saw French Montana, 2 Chainz, Meek Mills. J. Cole also. J. Cole was a big influence only from my sister, really, and then my brother. Really, when it came to rap, I only listened to it when I was with my brother. You wouldn't guess that I'd be a Kanye person, but I adore Kanye, at least musically. Kanye West basically molds the rap part of my musical self. I mean, there is just, I can't even, like. And then later on, that's when I really started getting into Kid Cudi, Lupe Fiasco. At least when it comes to like them and rap, I feel like there's 2 different sides of rap. There's the Kanye, Kid Cudi, Lupe side of rap, and then there's the Drake, Lil Wayne, and the Mac Miller rap, you know. To me, that's how I categorize it, and it's been working ever since, so now we're on today. Right now, I mean, I'm everywhere when it comes to music. Thanks to me finally getting a Spotify account and me starting to use Spotify, I literally got back into where I was and what I am now. So thanks to Spotify, I can actually have all of like my old stuff, my new stuff, the stuff I Never thought I listened to my guilty pleasures. They're all in one playlist that I titled The Rock Feels. I'm only gonna list like a few, but I do have all of my Say Anything, all of my Nirvanas, all of my Weezer. I just saw like right now I have The Clash, Sex Pistols, Ramones, and even though I didn't talk about those bands, the ones I just listed, that doesn't mean that I never liked them or they weren't a big part of my life, you know. Shit, Nirvana songs were the first songs I ever played on instruments, you know. Say Anything now, they've been, it's like much more than influential, but they just been there, you know. And then recently I just started to get into Perma, which is Max from Say Anything, their singer, and his wife Sherry. It's their little duet band. I started getting into her band. I think it's Easily. I wonder to myself, where was I when they came out with all this greatness? I went through not knowing who this band was or their relevance in my life, and it's like now it's like they're like huge parts of my life, which is totally cool. So then another band I recently got into, one of my really good friends just got me into the band Bayside. I mean, I heard about them probably when I was in high school, but it was just like only a little bit. They were one of those bands where I was just like, meh. I really started to get into like their stuff. They just came out with a new album. I'm all into that one now. I'm gonna conclude it like this. When it comes to people introducing me to music or me finding it on my own, covers, anything like that, when it comes to me and music, I'm not gonna be like a hipster about it, be like, ugh, well, Panic! Disco was good 2006, now that they came out in 2013, everyone loves them now. I'm not a person to be mad when somebody isn't loyal. They were a fan of them back then, but they don't like them now because they got too mainstream. And I'm not gonna get mad at you because you don't like that, you know, to each its own. But to me, I stick to all my music, you know, it's part of who I am. And that's probably like the most cliche thing to say is, you know, music's my life, but I mean in reality it really kind of is. When I actually do what I want to do with my psychology degree, who knows if it's not going to be part of a therapy session. You know, who's to say that it's not going to help me with my children when I have some? It's going to help them go to sleep. It's going to help me go to sleep. So I hope that you guys liked this video. If you guys did, do one of these. Let me know down below what you think. Who influenced you? Is your music different from 5 years ago? Mine totally is. Is it different from 10 years ago? Is it different from like yesterday? Name some bands, name some musicians off that made you, you know. My social network links are going to be down below as always. I'm still going to personally thank Abby for the idea of this video because she kind of made this one, you know. If you want to see her video, I will put the link down below and I will put her links down below. You can go check her out. She is amazing. Yeah, so see you guys tomorrow. Bye.